urban style individual.
What's up with y'all? Hopefully this video finds you in good spirits, and if not, well, at least you not DSP. And here we have Phil trying to cosplay once again as something that he's not, because Phil is now going to be your fitness instructor, aka your personal trainer. And no, I'm not playing. This dude really believes that he can make us believe that he's in great shape. Let's get into it.
Hair of the dog. No, I'm not sickly. He says, you're looking sickly. Dude, I'm not looking sickly. I'm looking healthy. I lost weight. I'm losing weight and I'm working out. So I don't look like I used to. I used to look chubby, bloated, sick all the time. I've lost. Last I weighed myself, I was 190 pounds. Okay. But I'm working out. I actually might have gained weight again because I'm gaining muscle mass now.
Sure, Phil. We believe you. What Phil doesn't understand is people see thousands of human bodies by the time they're adults, right? From different people going to malls and just being out and about, right? And from that experience, you can look at somebody and tell if they are in shape, right? That's not to be confused if someone is lean or not, because people, just like some people are naturally bigger, some people are naturally smaller, but that does not mean they are in shape, right? In the same vein, you see somebody who maybe they were big at one point, but they start taking drugs. Now they're small. So we can look at you and tell if your current condition is because you are lifting weights or because you're working out. I say all that to say this, Phil, we don't believe you.
So I'm actually feeling better than I have in a very long time. Seriously, like I've got energy. I've got stamina. I've got no pain when I move around anymore.
Wait, wasn't this man crying just the other day when he was playing Silk Song about how much pain he was in his hand and his arm? You would think he broke his arm or something. But now he's going to sit here and try to convince us that he's actually doing physical things on a regular basis. But I'm going to let him continue.
The only thing that I have is I'm sore. I'm freaking sore because I've been working out, so my body is sore. It's going to be for a while, probably a few months until it finally gets into a rhythm that it's so used to working out that it's not going to be sore anymore. But there you go. A bit pale. I'm always a bit pale. Are you kidding me? Dude, I work indoors full time, 6 days a week. Of course I look pale. I always look pale.
Okay. So that's his point. You look pale. Now, we know when it comes to, let's say, suburban style individuals, if you will, that some of them, they get red, and some of them will hit the sun and they'll become dark. And some of them are just naturally paler than other suburban style individuals, right? But with Phil, you look pale because you look malnourished. Now, we know you're not malnourished because you're eating. So that means you're not getting the right vitamins, the right minerals. So you're eating, but you're eating the wrong things. And that's what they're referring to. You look sickly, like you are lacking vitamin D or something.
The difference is the lighting. The lighting, as you can see, makes me look different. So right now, if I change the lighting to red, I look different. If I change it to purple, I look different. Green, I look different. It always makes me look different.
You hear that? Your eyes don't work. What you think you saw, you did not see at all. Let me explain to you what you think you saw. Phil is crazy, man.
Pop off my shirt again and show everyone my physique. Oh, I don't do that for free. Absolutely not. We got to hit the goal.
So are you saying that you are a e-thought? Because not too long ago, you were talking about Lex as if she was some internet prostitute because one of your dents were giving her money. Now you're talking about you're not going to take your clothes off until you get money, which is ironic because I remember you saying that there was a time period where people were getting paid to take their clothes off, but Phil was getting paid to put his clothes on, right? Remember he used that to justify the so-called vest streak? Funny how things have turned. Phil, you are a certified lolcow. If somebody told you right now to take your shirt off completely for $5,000, you would do it.
We got to hit the goal if that's what you want. Sorry about that. What is my workout routine? It depends on the day. Depends on the day. Depends on what muscle groups I'm working that day. So, that's what you're supposed to do. You're not supposed to do the same workout every day, and you're not supposed to work out every day. You're supposed to alternate different muscle groups, different days. You're supposed to have at least a day of rest,
He didn't ask you to explain working out to him. He asked you to explain what you were doing. Okay. But this is Phil looking for affirmation from quote unquote normal people because he's saying that's what you're supposed to do, right? It's almost the same energy he has when he talks about Kat and his wife. He has to constantly over explain how that's his companion. We get it, Phil. You may or may not be dabbling with working out.
But these are topics that would probably be good for when I'm playing, right? Like once we usually do the Q&A stuff.
So if those are topics for Q&A, then what is the point of this segment right here, aside from you begging for money? Because you would like to frame it as if you were just trying to build it up because you want people to come in here before you get the quote unquote show started. But the entire time, all you're doing is begging for money.
And he says, after 40, it's hard to gain muscle mass sometimes. No, you're right. I am lucky because I worked out in my youth. Because I worked out in my youth, I had muscle mass. It's just dormant. It's like I'm not using it. So it goes away, but it doesn't permanently go away. Basically, what happens is it just goes, shrinks. But as soon as I started working out again, immediately within like a week, I was pumping up again. I was like, wow, that was fast. I remember when I first started working out in my 20s, it took a little while for me to build up muscle mass. I didn't have any, and I had to work out. And then finally, they pumped up. Wow, it took a while, a few months. In this case, they actually, within like a week or two, we're right back. We're coming back. I was like, this is excellent. Thank God I had that history of working out when I was younger.
What history of working out is he talking about? Because I've seen pictures of him when he first started his so-called YouTube journey, and he looked like he was out of shape then. So you're trying to convince me that DSP has more discipline in his 40s than he did when he was in his 20s? I seriously doubt that, because all of us can agree that he's gotten worse over time. So you can't tell me that he's got worse at literally every other thing, but when it comes to his discipline, he's gotten better with time. I don't believe that for a second. And on top of that, because like I said, when you see those early clips when he wearing those white and black shirts that almost look like CM Punk shirts, he's like he out of shape then. So I would love for him to highlight and showcase some of all this working out he claims he was doing in his 20s.
And it's working. It absolutely is working. What pound of dumbbell do I recommend to use in the home? You don't just get one set, get a variable set. They have them now, and they are so easy to use. They have variable dumbbells that you can go down as low as like 5 pounds, and then they adjust all the way up. I've seen ones that were almost like 100 pounds, but they're very expensive. The really, really heavy ones are like super fucking expensive. Like I saw a Bowflex set that I really wanted, but it was like $600. I was like, I'm not dropping that much money. It's ridiculous.
Phil is like a kid, man. He really is like a kid. And you can tell when it came to show and tell back in the day, that was his favorite time. Remember back in elementary when they had show and tell? And we didn't know it then, but we know now that show and tell was largely about how good your parents were doing, not really about what you had going on, which is why it was his favorite time. But why I say he's like a kid, because a kid will convince you that they absolutely need or want something, right? And then you finally cave and you say, okay, I'm going to get it. You get it for them, right? And then a week later, you see it on the floor. They don't even care about it no more. This is going to be the same thing with this whole workout saga that we have going on right now. I guarantee you he's going to drop it. He's going to drop it. And 6 months down the line, somebody's going to say something about his man boobs or his muscle mass or ask him about working out, and he's going to flip out. You can book it.
So, but no, get a variable one. And that way you can adjust your weight easily without having to do plates and shit. They actually you just rotate handles and stuff now. It's so easy to do. And they're good quality and they're not that expensive. And it just makes workouts super easy. Like way, way easier. When I was younger, when I was in my 20s, my dad had his weights in our basement. And that's what I worked out with. And they were fucking those old ass plates, the ones that almost feel like they're concrete. And dude, getting those on and off and adjusting every fucking exercise and shit. Yo, that's fucking annoying. And then you drop the weight on your finger like, oh fuck, you hurt yourself.
He sounds so weak and so pathetic. Working out up until I would say the last 10 or 15 years was always a communal thing. It was something that you did with another person. So changing the weights and swapping off, that wasn't a big deal. That's something that you just knew that came with the experience, but it was okay because you got to hang out with your boy, right? Or your partners or whatever, right? It's not just about lifting the weights. Now, you notice the barrier of entry for him was how easy it was, right? Not understanding that that's not the overall intent of working out, even though that's the primary intent, right? Is to get you in shape. But it's also about fellowship, about linking up with people. But once again, we know that's something that he doesn't fully understand. So anytime he has to do something outside of the exact thing that's going to benefit him, it's stupid. It's annoying. I mean, listen how he sound like an old school infomercial when they had the black and white screens and they try to make it seem like something super simple was super, super hard just so you will buy their product. That's Phil.
This is bullshit. Now it's like instant fucking put it in. Ba-doom. Oh, here we go. Exercise. Oh, I got to adjust it. Ba-doom. Done. Next exercise. It's so easy. So I'm shocked. I didn't know it was that easy because remember, I hadn't worked out in like 20 years and I researched it. I was like, you gotta be kidding me. You could do it that easy now? And yeah, it's just like, there's no excuse. Like I would say this, when I was young, working out was kind of a hassle. Honestly, unless you had an insane amount of space and or you were really used to it, I'd say going to the gym would have been like a better option. Now, there's no excuse for anyone to not just work out at home.
There never was an excuse to work out at home. There never was, because you don't need weights to be in shape. You need weights to build muscle. You can do dips and push-ups and pull-ups all day long and be just fine, right? But I think it's very ironic that you are here on the internet preaching to everyone else about what fitness is when your wife looks the way she does. And this is what I mean by you not being careful about the things that you say. You got to make sure your house is in order first before you start going out here pointing at the world and telling other people what they should do. Your wife is, I'm sure, obese, right? According to the medical standard, whatever the threshold is, I'm sure she passes it. But you're going to be telling us what we should be doing? No, you need to be talking to her about what she need to be doing.
There's zero excuse. You don't need even that much space. The weights are super easy to get, super easy to adjust. Like they've really advanced the technology.
Okay, so next time we see Kat, she better be in tip-top shape because she has Darksydephil as her personal trainer who has 20-something years experience in this. And I know I'm being ridiculous, but I have to be because he's ridiculous, man. It doesn't make sense for him to come out here and talk like this when his wife looks like that, man. What is she doing? You ordering 30, 40, 50, $60 worth of DoorDash every week, every 4 to 5 days. And then you want to come on here talking about variable weight systems and stuff. Have you said any of that to Kat?
Sizes, maybe 3 but 2 usually. And then I was like, okay, well, now what I'm going to do is now that I can do that basic work, now I'm going to start adding exercises, right? Different muscle groups, different weights, and I'm going to start stacking it on. So now one night I have, let me think about this. What did I do last night? 1, 2, 3, 4. I did 4 different exercises in my routine last night, and then three sets of the 4 different exercises.
Now, who honestly believes that Phil was on stream all day and working hard, according to him, right? Because he's always talking about how many hours he puts in and how much he, quote unquote, busts his ass streaming, right? Who really believes that he got off from streaming and worked out at the end of the night? Nobody believes that. That don't even sound real. That's even hard for people who actually have discipline. Somebody to go to work all day, get in the car, go to the gym, change clothes and do that. The amount of dedication something like that takes, Phil, you do not have it. And I'm saying you do not have it because we have not seen that in any other avenue of your life. Every time you start something, you immediately quit it when it stops working out for you. So, but we're supposed to believe what you're doing behind the scenes, you have more dedication to, opposed to the things in front of the scenes. And the things in front of the scenes, you actually get something for, aka money. But you are so introspective, right? You're so reflective on yourself that you know that you need to have this discipline indefinitely so you can stay in shape. Nobody believes this, man. And this goes into the ridiculousness that is Darksydephil. You come on stream and you say these crazy things and you expect us to ignore our eyes and ears. And we're just not going to do that.
Took about 45 minutes. And then tonight, so what I've done, I have 4 exercises that I would normally do on the other night.
Look at his eyes. Look at his eyes, man. Look how they're darting all over the place. This man is thinking about what he's going to say. Now, I don't doubt that he might have watched a YouTube video, or maybe when he was taking Kat to her Ozemic appointments, right? That the doctor might have leaned over and was like, hey, Phil, what's been going on with you? You know, those man boobs getting kind of big. You know, what's been going on? And the doctor probably gave him a few pointers or whatever. But I'm sure that's where it ended. Because if he's doing this to the extent that he claims he is, he would have no problem speaking plainly about what he's doing. But if you look at his face and his body language, it's very obvious that this man is reaching, aka lying.
That's different muscle groups, but I've also been trying to add in other exercises too. Like you guys when was it? Thursday night? You guys were like push-ups, and I was like, shit, I forgot I'm not doing push-ups. I'm doing bench press, but I'm not doing push-ups. So I was like, I'm going to add in push-ups to my routine. So I started doing push-ups. This is my problem. I get too into it, and then I get like crazy about it, and I start like I like it. I like working out. So you guys always made fun of me, and you said, I don't believe him. No, I actually like working out. I find it fun. I find it energetic. It makes me feel good. The pain doesn't bother me. It doesn't. The pain of working out does not bother me. My problem is, I don't like it when you run out of energy and you can't keep going when you think you could go more. Because
you hear that? Phil is so convicted. He's so dug in that the only problem he has with working out is that he just can't do more. Who does this guy think he's talking to? Seriously, who is going to buy this aside from somebody who is brand new? This makes no sense whatsoever. And on top of that, you know, all this working out you claim you're doing, why don't you start incorporating some of this stuff into your streams, right? Why don't you throw a pull-up bar on that back closet door back there and bust out a set, right? Big Bad Phil, since you Mr. Billy Blanks, right? Why not say, look, if you give me $10 or $15, I'll do 20 push-ups. Why don't you make that a part of your content? We know you got the mics and the lighting and you got additional camera angles, so it should be no problem us seeing it, right? Go ahead, Phil. I dare you. I bet you won't do it. I guarantee you this dude can't do 20 push-ups in a row without his face be looking like a damn stop sign.
Then if you try to do it, you might hurt yourself. That's when it sucks. And actually I did, when I was starting, I actually did hurt my back a little bit one time because I went too far. And I was like, fuck, see, I got to get used to this again. I don't know my limits yet.
He doesn't know his limits yet. Listen to this guy, man. This is the same guy who said that he has trouble, and I'm not woofing when I say this. He said he has trouble driving on the highway because of the high speeds. It affects the back pain that he has. I remember him speaking about how he can't do certain jobs because the pain that he has all throughout his body. Phil is very brittle. He has terrible genetics. This is also one of the reasons why I believe, and this is alleged, that who he claims is his father is not his father, because he got none of his attributes, not only mentally, but also physically. Phil is the guy in the gym. When you go to his car, he'll have every supplement, every protein bar. He'll have all the workout books. And when you see him, he'll look as if he started like every day looks like the first day. And I'm not trying to get on anybody who's on their workout journey. You do you stay the course. Look, I support you. What I'm getting at is this man is making a mockery of those things by lying about it because he feels like it's going to amplify how people look at him, show him in a better light. Look how diverse I am. Look how well versed I am. Look how busy I am and how normal I am when I'm not on these streams. I'm quote unquote just like you. And the people that are like me know, Phil, that you're nothing like us. So you keep selling these wolf tickets all you want to, but I'm not sure who you're trying to sell them to because we ain't buying. That's all I got for y'all. Peace.
Urban style content. I'm dead.